If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call.
Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today is Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, and this is episode number 341 of a show that provides insight and tools to build the life and homestead of your dreams. And since it is a Wednesday, it's a wild card Wednesday, show of choice. And generally these wild card Wednesdays involve topics that are whatever's on my mind. And what's on my mind right now is the farmers market. That's right, the Medina Square Farmers Market is coming up right around the corner. That is the market where my parents and I will be for the 2022 season. York Meadow Farm. I'll link to our little humble farm and homestead in the show notes so you can learn more about what's going on here. And the farmers market kicks off on May 14th and runs through October 15th. This week we will be back at Richardson's Farms for the final winter market, spring market that they've been holding. And the week after that, the Medina Square Farmers Market. So today I will share with you a little bit about the market, our history with that market, and we'll take a look at some of the vendors in that market as well. All right, so let's hit it. Now, we returned to the Medina Square. I guess let's look at the history real quick and kind of figure out what I'm doing here before we hit the road. The Medina Farmers Market started in 2005 under the guidance of Medina County Commissioner. Okay, so in 2007, several regional markets combined into one single market on the square, and the original markets were run under the Ohio State University Extension Office, and they became the market managers. And then in 2010, staff at the Medina County Planning Department took over management of the market. And then soon after that, maybe in 2010, the county decided to transition the market to another entity. And that is likely when Main Street Medina entered the picture. And they actively manage the square and a number of other things. I will link to Main Street Medina as well so you can learn more about our community and the organization that promotes a lot of local events, including but not limited to the farmers market in the community as well. So everything with the market as we know it now kicked off in about 2010, and 2011 was when my parents first decided to attend the farmers market. And the reason that they decided to attend the farmers market was, the primary driver was to maintain the CAUV, the current agricultural value, tax status of the land. And they knew one thing: the land, or at least part of the land, was previously farmed, was leased to a farmer down the road and was conventionally farmed for decades. My parents didn't know what they wanted, but they didn't want that. And so to maintain to show that there was some activity going on, that same year, 2010, while I was living in California, I remember flying home and helping my parents plant 100 blueberry plants along with my aunt and uncle, my dad's brother and his wife. And maybe one of my parents' friends, I don't know. I don't think my brother was there. I think they were living out of state as well during that time. But that's kind of when the farm, as we know it too, kicked off. York Meadow Farm. And I think it was around that time that we decided on the name, 2011. So Mom and Dad started going to market, and Mom was selling little biscottis and little things, and Dad was making sourdough bread, just doing whatever to show that they were a homestead doing small farm homestead things. And then when I moved back and went full gonzo, we went gonzo in the market gardens and microgreens and all the things, and we did so. Oh, and Mom and Dad also had a small garden, and they would grow stuff. But it's been a big change over the last, or there's been a lot of change over the last 10 years on the farm and homestead. And then the farmers market as we know it changed dramatically in 2020, right? The year of the pandemic. There was a lot of uncertainty whether or not the market was actually going to go on. And we couldn't get a straight answer. And so basically a lot of the vendors, specifically the produce growers, said, look, if we can't get an answer, we're going to go do our own thing. And that was, I think there were some other contributing factors, but at that point, we went with this other market, a new market formed, the Farmers Market of Medina County, which was held at the VFW. And we were there for the 2020 season and the 2021 season. And I wasn't largely involved in the market itself. I would help load, unload, set up and things like that, but I wasn't really there because Mom and Dad could handle it. And they can still handle it now, but I want to be more involved. And this last year, we had a market meeting, and the following week, all of a sudden the market was, we got word that the market was suddenly canceled. And give me a second up here, guys. There appears to be a truck stopped in the road, and this gentleman is talking to the woman walking. The lady that always wears the vest, and she's a good walker with a, okay, I don't know. Apparently everything is good. Yeah, so the long and short of it, guys, there was a falling out. You know, the market was canceled, or it just wasn't going to be held at the VFW, and there was some uncertainty there. And when uncertainty of that market got around to, when word got around to the Medina Square Farmers Market, the current market manager there reached out to a handful of vendors and said, hey, we understand there's some challenges going on with the current market you're involved in. We'd love to have you come join ours. And Mom and Dad decided that it would be great to go back to the market where they originally started. It appears to be under new management. Angela, the current market manager with Main Street Medina, is doing an awesome job. She's super organized. She's done a great job of bringing in all these different vendors. And speaking of the different vendors, let me pull up that list here real quick. And I'll just read through the list of vendors, and then I'll link to it in the show notes so that you can explore what's going on in our local community as well. And if you're trying to set up markets or do something like that or promote markets, ours is pretty good, and hopefully it can serve as a springboard for some ideas that you have for your own community. All right, so at the 2022 Medina Square Farmers Market, we've got the Alchemist's Bakehouse, Barry's Blooms, BJ Gourmet Garlic, Blaze Gourmet, The Blonde Italian, Bobel Cheese, Bucha Bill Raw Kombucha, Candy Apple and Company, Cheesy Wheezy, The Crazy Cucumber, Crazy Lady Cookies, Crinkly Creations Bakery, Daisy Pops, Earth Essentials Home, East Liberty Mushrooms, Elderberry Syrup by Jen, Elk Creek Honey Farm, Fresh to You Coffee, Girls Gone Raw Pet Health, Grey House Pies, Kate's Carts and Catering, who we have partnered with, and she's partnered with a couple other local vendors as well for her buns and some toppings for her hot dogs, which are awesome. Country Crunchins Kettle Corn, Lavender Grace Aromatherapy, Meadow Creek Farms, Medina Creative Housing, Monsters Bakery, Moreland Fruit Farm, Miscotti's Biscotti and Scones, Ohio City Pasta, The Olive Tap, One Lucky Dog Bakery, P&P Egg Rolls, Perla Pierogies, Pop Culture, Red Wagon Farm, of course our friends Richardson Farms, Route 42 Harvests, Sharpening by Garth, Smith Brothers Sweets, Something's Popping, Stumpwater Farm, T-Hill Farms. T-Hill Farms is a great farm. I'm going to link to them separately and specifically. They were one of the farms that we took a tour of, and that was where we first learned about wheat harvests, how glyphosate is used in commercial agriculture, not just for weed control, but also at harvest time. And it really got me thinking about not just wheat in our diet, but the residual effects of glyphosate use in crop harvesting and agriculture and on a whole. So T-Hill Farms for education and good quality product in terms of pastured meats. So with T-Hill Farms, Treshik, or however you pronounce that, macarons and sweets, Water Dog Woodworking, Wellspring Farm Products, Witsy's Raw Granola, Whirlim Acres. Met that dude last night. Jeremy makes some sweet goat cheese. I mean, literally sweet. That is a delicious product. He brought out like a feta style cheese, and then like a garlic, herbs, and like chives type of a creamy cheese product, and then a blueberry maple bourbon one that he had these little vanilla wafers on, and dude, that was delicious. So yeah, Whirlim Acres, and then ourselves, York Meadow Farm, and then our friends Annie over at Sensational Organics, who also makes bath and body products like ours but different. And we, I actually think we're going to be set up next to each other, and we reference, or we point each other to, or business to each other, and it's just going to be an exciting year. So hopefully you enjoyed the insight into the 2022 Medina Square Farmers Market. Check out the show notes for links to everything and more. I look forward to catching you guys tomorrow. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
what can I do? The needs are many and answers a few. People turn away and I wonder why. If I can help somebody, then I want to try. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love. And truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. Whoa, whoa. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never fall.